Ilara moved with a precise grace, each movement deliberate. She dusted the mahogany table, its surface shining like dark water. Carefully she arranged the crimson roses, one by one. Their thorns pricked her fingers slightly, causing her heart to flutter like a trapped bird. Pranay was coming home today. The scent of vanilla and cinnamon hung heavy in the air. His favorite cookies were baking, turning golden brown. She had timed it perfectly. They would be cooling when he arrived. The aroma was a sweet promise, a comforting lie, she told the empty rooms. A shield against the silence that always threatened to creep in. This old house held so many secrets, its shadows dancing in the corners. Sunlight painted stripes across the worn Persian rug. Dust motes swirled in the pale beams like tiny, forgotten memories. The air itself seemed to hold its breath, waiting just like her. She paused before the grand fireplace, its marble cool beneath her touch. Her reflection stared back from the polished surface. For a fleeting moment, a stranger's eyes met hers. Or perhaps they were her own, strained with an emotion she couldn't name. The grandfather clock in the hall chimed 4 o'clock. Each strike was a leaden weight, dropping into the pool of her anxiety. He should have been here by now, the thought echoed, a persistent, unwelcome whisper. She smoothed her silk dress for the 10th time, the fabric feeling too constricting. She pulled his last letter from her pocket, the paper soft and worn at the creases. His words, once so bold, seemed to fade. "My dearest Ilara," it began, "promises of return of forever." The ink was blurred in places, as if touched by tears or time. She traced his signature. A desperate attempt to feel him near, to make it real. A sudden noise from outside, the crunch of tires on gravel. Her breath caught in her throat. Hope, sharp and painful, surged. She rushed to the window, peering through the lace curtains, but there was nothing, only the wind rustling the dry leaves in the garden, playing its cruel, familiar tricks. Doubt began to gnaw. A cold, insidious feeling. Had she mistaken the day, the date, his arrival time? She replayed their last conversation, but the details were hazy, like a dream upon waking. Everything felt slightly wrong, unsettled, as if the world had tilted on its axis. She drifted into the hallway, drawn by an unseen current. The antique mirror hung there, its silvered surface clouded with age. She saw her reflection. It seemed to waver, like an image seen through water. This time it did not flicker away. It held her gaze, steady, unblinking, unnerving. The woman in the mirror looked so tired, her shoulders slumped, dark circles smudged beneath her eyes. Eyes that held a profound sorrow, a depth of pain Ilara did not recognize, or perhaps refused to acknowledge. This was not the face of joyful anticipation. This was the face of despair, of a long, lonely vigil. It was her, and yet not her. "He's late," Ilara whispered, her voice a dry rustle. She spoke to the woman in the glass, seeking reassurance, seeking anything, but the reflection's lips remained still, perfectly, unnaturally still. A shiver traced its way down Ilara's spine, a deep, bone-numbing chill. The air in the hallway grew colder, or was it just her? Then the reflection's lips curved, a slow, deliberate movement. Not a smile, something else, and it spoke, a voice that was not Ilara's. Deeper, raspy, knowing. "He's not coming, Ilara." The words hung in the air, heavy, final. "You know he's not coming back." Ilara recoiled, as if struck, her hand flying to her mouth, a silent scream trapped in her throat. "No," she choked out. "That's not true." Her eyes darted around the hallway, seeking an escape from the voice, from the face in the mirror. He promised. He always keeps his promises. The cookies, the roses, the waiting, all for him. The reflection's smile widened, but there was no warmth in it. "Promises, my dear Ilara, are fragile things." The voice was calm, patient. "They break, they fade like memories." It gestured vaguely with a spectral hand, like the scent of cookies in an empty house, like the vibrant color of roses meant for no one. Each word a carefully placed stone building a wall. Ilara looked around, really looked. The vibrant hues of her careful preparations, the crimson of the roses, the rich polish of the mahogany. It all seemed duller now, muted, as if a veil had dropped. The house felt vast and terribly cold. The silence was no longer expectant. It was empty, hollow, a tomb of forgotten hopes. Was Pranay ever truly going to return, or was he a phantom? A beautiful, elaborate dream she'd spun to keep the loneliness at bay. The woman in the mirror watched her, her expression unreadable. It offered no more answers, no comfort, only Alara's own fractured face staring back from the silvered depths, forever waiting, or perhaps forever lost within.